Okay, everybody, this is going to be the next leg of our round the world journey. It's supposed to be from Miami, Florida to San Juan, Puerto Rico, but we've got a fuel management problem with that flight. I've only got 800 gallons of fuel, and it's going to take over 1,000 to get there. So what I'm going to do is break it up into a couple of parts and do Miami to Nassau, uh, and then from Nassau to another fuel stop out in the middle of the ocean, and then do that fuel stop onto San Juan. So we'll just take it in steps and fly till we get low on fuel and refuel and keep going. This won't be a long video. I'm going to do the takeoff from Miami, and then we'll show the arrival at Nassau.
Miami, clearance delivery, Douglas, November 36644, IFR to Nassau, ready to copy.
Douglas, November 36644 is cleared to Nassau Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 8,000. Departure frequency is 120.5, squawk 7406.
Douglas, November 36644, cleared Nassau Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 8,000. Departure on 120.5, squawk 7406.
Douglas 644, feedback is correct. Contact ground on 121.8 when ready to taxi.
Miami, airport information, uniform. 1800 Zulu, wind 105 at 10. Visibility brief in light rain. Sky condition 2,600. Scattered. Ceiling 4,700. Broken. Thunderstorms in the area. Temperature 26. Dew point 23. Altimeter 3010. ILS. Runway 9er right and ILS. Runway 9er left in use. Landing and departing. Runway 9er right and runway 9er left. All aircraft repack hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact US uniform. Miami, ground, Douglas, November 36644 with whiskey, ready to taxi IFR. Douglas, November 36644, taxi to and hold short of runway 9er right using taxiway Romeo, Romeo 2 Sierra. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 9er right via taxiway Romeo, Romeo 2 Sierra, Douglas, November 36644.
You can see the weather's not that much better this morning. We've got thunderstorms in the area. I'm seeing lightning everywhere. It's just kind of nasty again. We'll see what happens once we get closer to Nassau.
Miami, tower, Douglas, November 36644 at runway 9er right, ready for takeoff, IFR to Nassau.
Douglas, November 36644, cleared for takeoff, runway 9er right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9er right, Douglas, November 36644. going to 120.5, Douglas 644. Miami approach, world travel 3100 is at 1,600, climbing 9,000. World travel 3100, Miami approach, roger, current altimeter 3011.
Not a lot to see as we leave Florida coastline. There's a lot of clouds and nasty weather. I'm hearing thunder and seeing lightning. So once again, it's another day of bad weather, it looks like. Okay, we're told to climb to 8,000. We're almost there. Back to throttles off just a little bit, let the plane settle, and check our GPS. GPS shows we're on the money, so we'll use it out for these ocean flights across big water. It'll help us get from one place to another and know where we're at.
Miami Center, Douglas 644, request 12,000. Douglas 644, climb and maintain 12,000. Climb and maintain 12,000. Douglas 644.
I'm going to try to climb to 12,000 and get above some of this crap. I can't see anything. Okay, here's our approach to Nassau. We've been ordered down to 1,700 feet, and we'll see what happens when we get to the airport. I can't even see it from here yet. We're still too high. Well, at least the weather cleared up. It looks pretty good here. Not too bad at all. Some pretty islands out here.
Miami Center, Cessna, November 83208, with you. Cessna, November 83208, Miami Center, roger. Current altimeter 2991.
Okay, I can see the airport now just out ahead of us. So it'll be just a minute, we'll be on the ground.
Douglas, November 36644, Nassau Tower. Flight straight in, runway 14, altimeter 29991. Flight straight in, runway 14, Douglas 644. Douglas 644, cleared to land, runway 14, follow Cessna Skylane on final. Cleared to land, runway 14, Douglas 644. Cessna 584, turn next taxiway. Cessna 584, contact ground on 121.7. 121.7 for Cessna 584. Douglas 644, turn next taxiway.
Okay, we're at Nassau and we're refueled and in the parking spot and ready to go. I went ahead and filed IFR because I'm not sure what the weather's going to be when we get there, and I don't want to take a chance on having to find that alternate again like we did in Miami. That was my fault. I knew the weather was bad. I should have filed correctly. This is going to be a 5-hour flight. Not a lot of video. I'll show you some pretty islands if we see anything. We're going to be cruising at about 6,000 feet. It's kind of low, but it doesn't really matter. That's what the flight plan says we need to do in Flight Simulator, so I'll take it.
Nassau departure, roger. Altimeter 29991. Douglas 644, turn left heading 125, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 6,000.
Turn left heading 125, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 6,000, Douglas 644.
Well, it looks like the sun's gonna set, and we got another probably 20-30 minutes there, so it's gonna be a nighttime landing, and the clouds have gotten thick. I'm hearing a lot of thunder, seeing a lot of lightning, so could be anything by the time we get there.
Orbit 3242. San Juan Center, Douglas November 36644 with you. Douglas November 36644, San Juan Center, roger, altimeter 3003.
And that's our handoff to San Juan Center, so we're a few minutes away.
Airway 4990 with you.
Airway 4990, San Juan Center, roger. Douglas 644, cleared to land, runway 8. Cleared to land, runway 8, Douglas 644. San Juan Tower, Emerald Harbor Air 4259er at runway 8, ready for takeoff. IFR, Puerto Bolivar. Emerald Harbor Air 4259er, hold short, runway 8. Traffic is Douglas, final. Douglas 644, exit runway when able. Douglas 644, contact ground on 121.9er, Emerald Harbor Air 4259er, clear for takeoff, runway 8. 121.9er for Douglas 644. Clear for San Juan ground, Douglas November 36644, taxi to parking.
Douglas November 36644, taxi to General Aviation parking. Using taxiway Whiskey Sierra, November, Lima.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Whiskey Sierra, November, Lima, Douglas, November 36644.
Okay, everybody. Landings just don't get any better than that. I'm so proud of this plane. I love this thing. Okay. Everybody have a good night. We'll be back with I think it'll be part 5